I'm wearing the same outfit that you probably just saw in another video, or you see in this video first and you'll see this outfit in another video. The reason is because it's Wednesday and Chris is gonna be going on vacation soon, and he's the one who uploads, and I'm trying to get a little bit ahead and have some for him before he goes on vacation that he can get set and have it timed so it'll just do it while he's off and I don't have to bug him. So it'll also give me a chance too. I'm taking 4 days off, not this weekend, but the following weekend. I'm taking Friday through Monday off, and that's when I plan on getting my own personal channel going finally. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm also going to be making some small batches of like little curated batches that I'm going to be selling on my Facebook jewelry page. If you guys are going to be interested, I'm going to try to curate them so that they're all like, you know, fun and together and, you know, looks really cute or whatever. So I'm going to try to de-stash a little bit. That way I can shop some more. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing. And but today what we're going to do is I want to make a really pretty Botswana Agate necklace. And I have some really beautiful things set aside so we can make this necklace. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this around and we will get going. Okay, everyone. So I told you I wanted to do a really pretty Botswana Agate necklace. I just so happen to have here these big, gorgeous slabs of Botswana Agate that I got from PandaHall. And oh my gosh, you guys, these really deserve to be like on a necklace. Like there's nothing else. So, but here's my thing. I don't want to use them all at once. The ones I want to use are the ones that are going to have a little more purpley tone to it. So purpley and grayish tone to it. So like these three here are amazing. So I want to use those. And I really want this to be like the focal of the necklace. I want it to be a collar style necklace. So I went ahead and went through some other stuff. And what I have is I have some smaller Botswana Agate 3mm faceted beads. These I got from another source. I also have a little bit of chain and a clasp here. I have some little tiny purple bicones from my stash. These little silver spacers, these came from PandaHall as well, and they're really, really pretty. I want to use them in this design. I brought out these ivory cubes, these ivory peachy cubes, and I'm not sure, or squares, if I'm going to end up using those or not. And then the other things I have from my stash is I have these really cute, like kind of squished rondelle-ish triangle spacers. So I have them in this really light dusty rose color and this like more like a plum color for those. So I have all these out. And I want to use some of these too. I'm not sure exactly what yet, but I really wanted to focus on the colors that would kind of go with some of those. So I'm just trying to pull out what I really, really liked. I mean, I like all of it, okay? Don't get me wrong. I love them all. But so here's 5, all right? And these all are so cool looking and just so pretty. So I want to use them. We're going to go ahead and put the rest away. And we are going to, actually, you know what? I think I want to do something different. I think I may have just changed my mind on something. You know what I want to do? I want to do a 3-strand necklace using a bunch of these with some of my spacers, but I want them to be spaced out and crimped. So you see some of the purple wire the tiger tail that I got from PandaHall as well. And I want them to kind of lay on top of each other. So let's look at that. I think I just totally changed what I wanted to do. I just came up with something and we're gonna do it. So the first thing is I know that I want them to be all like the same length because I kind of want them to all like lay on each other. So I'm gonna put this around my neck to see where I'm gonna want it to be. And we're gonna go from there. All right, I'm gonna cut my first piece. I'll let you know how long this is, and then we'll cut all the other 2 pieces as well. All right, so this first strand that I cut is it is 24.5 inches. So this is going to require 3 strands at 24.5 inches each. I want to be able to see some of this beautiful purple wire. This is why all of a sudden I'm just like, no, I'm doing something different. Nothing like changing my mind right in the middle of it, right before I start the design, right? I guess it's better than in the middle of it though. All right, so this is gonna require some thinking on my part as well, which I'm usually really good at like just on the fly, just doing it. But this one is gonna require some thought, I think, on exactly how I wanna make this work. All right. So first things first, since I said I wanted to do all of them the same length and I want them to kind of like be staggered, so you see some wire in between, but I kind of want the beads on each one to kind of like nest in with around each other. You know what I mean? So we really want to think about that. The first thing we're going to want to do though is we're going to want to finish off our ends. So let me get, because we're going to work it that way. I'm going to get some of these little guys out here. I'm going to get these little stop-it beads because I'm going to want to use some of those. I have them in silver, so that's going to work out nice. But I also need some silver crimp tubes because I want to use the crimp tubes at the end with my wire guardians. So we're going to need a total of 6 wire guardians. So there's 5. I'm going to need 1 more. So there's 6. And then, oh, I need to order some more silver crimp tubes. Better get on Amazon tonight. And we need 6 of these. There's 5, 6. I should just buy stock in bead-along crimp tubes. I'm telling you, it's crazy. So I think we can use these. I'm going to also pull out these little 1mm crimp beads, and maybe we'll use those instead because I kind of want them to kind of disappear. So we're going to use these instead, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But the first things first, let's go ahead and crimp off our end, and we're going to put it right on our clasp, all 3 of them, okay? So one at a time. Let's just go ahead and grab our crimp tube. Oh, let me put my glasses on. I always forget to put my glasses on until I realize that I can't see what I'm doing. Our wire guardian. All right, and then we can go ahead and put that right on here. Leave myself a little bit extra of a tail, which I don't mean to, so we're gonna pull that out because we're gonna just probably end up cutting that right off. All right, so let's crimp that. All right, so that's nice and secure. Let's do our next one. So I just finished the men's bracelet tutorial, and I took them all out there to Shane, and I made 3 bracelets in case this one gets posted first. I don't know what order they're going to be in, but I took 3 bracelets out there. Shane's like, oh, I really like this one the best, so he put it on his wrist right away. And then my boys were in the kitchen doing the dishes, and I brought the other 2 out there, and each one of them picked one, and I'm like, oh yay. So I was able to give a bracelet to each one of the little guys in my life, so I was pretty happy about that. And they all liked them, so makes me pretty happy. Oh, I just did that. See, I was too busy talking. I meant to put that on. I'm just gonna cut that off and cut this off. So I give myself too much string sometimes because I make mistakes like that. All right, we'll just have to get another crimp tube out later. I was too busy talking about how excited I was that all the boys liked the bracelets, and I didn't pay attention to what I was doing, and I didn't put this on my clasp. Okay, so now we're going to put it on our clasp. Just like so. There we go. All right, so that one's all set. Now we have one more that we need to do. And we're going to be working from one end all the way down. So I think in my mind it will work out better that way for me, instead of like measuring out everything. And I'm not much of a measurer, you know what I mean? I'm more of like a organic thinker, let's call it that. We don't want to say lazy, we want to say organic thinker. All right. Okay, we got all of our sides crimped down. I'm going to put those other pieces in there so I don't knock them off somewhere. All right, so there's all 3 of our strands, and they're all crimped and ready to go. And I know that, so if I keep them in this order, what I want to do is I want to try to get them to where they're laying flat. Like I will start some beads here, crimp it to stop them from moving, leave this side blank, do a bead here, do one up here, kind of checkerboard them, I guess, maybe. So let's go ahead and start doing that now. First thing I want to do is I want to use one of these silver spacers. And let me not kink up my wire. There we go. So it's going to go all the way down to the end here, just like that. And we're going to just make like a little cluster of beads. So let's use this deep purple, and let's do this lighter dusty rose color, and let's do another deep purple. Can you guys see okay? I know I'm asking you and you can't talk back to me right now, but I had to look up at my camera to make sure you guys could see okay. And then let's just do one more bead, okay? So I want them all to be roughly around the same size as one of these big chunky agate beads. So here's that. Let's just kind of test it out. Okay, yep, that looks like it's about the same. So that's good. So now we know like our sizes. Now this is where these little 1 millimeter crimp beads come in handy. Unless you're using like a super duper fine string that you're gonna be crimping off an end, I don't use them to crimp off anything. What I use them for is to help me when I'm trying to do a floating necklace, okay? So that's basically what this is. It's like a 3-strand floating necklace. All right, so there it is. And then what we do is we don't use our crimping pliers for that. We use our regular pliers and we just smash it down. Give it a good smash a couple times. And then just kind of yank on it. Okay, it's not going anywhere, good deal. Now we know this middle strand, we're not gonna have anything at the top there, right? So, move that aside. Let's just go ahead and cut this off. All right, and then I got so much stuff in the way. Let me move, I don't even need those. Let me move those out of the way. And then let's do our little crimp bead on there. Just kind of follow it up. And we want it to be right kind of in line. So if you have these two next to each other, let me make sure this is pulled down right. You don't want them to overlap, but you want them to be super close. Okay, so that's where I'm gonna wanna crimp it. So I'm just gonna put my finger there. I'm just gonna go down and just grab it, crimp it, so I have it started, pick it up, and give it a good crimp, all right? So there's our crimp. Now we can put on a little thing of beads right here. I'm trying to save my bigger, chunkier ones for the middle of this necklace, but we're gonna kind of sprinkle them in. So we have that. So now let's use one of these little purple bicones that we have here. And then how about one of these really pretty ivory cubes or squares? And then I wonder, I'm just gonna take one of these out to kind of measure. All right, so it looks like maybe we can do 2 of these together because I think that would look really cute. And they're very sparkly. And then do this little purple one underneath. So when you think 3-strand and beaded, you're like, oh my goodness, that's gonna be a lot of beads. But if you do it like this, it's not. And if you're using like a colored wire, it can be very, very, very fun and very fashionable. And you can use less beads. So that's a win-win-win, right? You can use like a lot of your really pretty, expensive beads, but use less of them. Okay, gonna smash that down. All right, so we got the next one. Did that? Oh, okay, there we go. It keeps like curling up there and it so I keep thinking I'm messing up, but I'm not. Okay, so there we go. So then the next one, we can actually do beads up here because these two sides are kind of gonna mirror each other and this one's gonna kind of go in between, but we wanna use different beads in case it kind of flip-flops around a little bit and it'll just look really cool. So let's go ahead and use one of these silver spacers. Put it up there at the top. All right, and then see if one of these little Botswana Agate 3mm will fit over that wire, or if I have to cut my tail off. Oh, it fits. Fits just fine. All right, and let's do a couple of those by each other because they're all so different that they're just gonna look like different beads. Okay. And it looks like I just need to go down a little bit more. Maybe we'll use one more of those. Is that? I'm thinking too hard about this, you guys. I'm sorry. It's really not that difficult, Jody. So I'm just going to use another one of those little Botswana Agate 3mm beads. And if it's not lined up perfectly, you guys, it's going to be okay. That's what I was just getting ready to obsess over, but it's going to be okay because you want some of that purple to show through, and you really want these to kind of nest, but still show the strand. All right. You know who would love this necklace? My mother. She loves, 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 loves purple. All right. So I'm going to smash that down. Make sure it's nice and snug. Doing a little tug test on each one of them because the last thing I want to happen is get this all strung and then one of the crimp beads like lets loose and it goes like flying down onto the next little pile. And I just want to make sure my little strands are in the right spots. Okay, so now I'm going to, I think what I want to do is put on a crimp bead here. I sure hope you guys can see this, okay? It's a big, like, long project, like it takes up a lot of room. All right, so I want it to be right about here. Just go up a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to do the initial crimp while it's flat on the surface here, just so I can grab it and not lose my spot, and just give it another good like crimp. Okay, so next I think we need to use some of our big chunky monkeys. Okay, so let's go ahead and I want to grab a couple of these little purple bicones, and we're going to put one of them on and feed on one of our beautiful Botswana Agate chunks. Oh yeah, this is going to be so, so pretty, you guys. This is going to be really a fun necklace. All right, and then we can put on our crimp bead. I think this will actually go together pretty quick too, once we get like what we're doing. And then let's smash it down. Give it a really good smash. Don't want it to go anywhere. All right. Beautiful. Let me get more of my little crimp beads out. Oh, I'm actually gonna need to order some more of those. Oh boy, I hope I have enough for this project. All right. If not, we'll figure it out, won't we? We always do. Okay, so next, let's put our crimp bead on. And again, I just want to make sure the top part of my beads are like lined up right. So like my little wire guardians are all right next to each other. They're not like flip-flopping all over that clasp. And we're just going to find its spot and crimp it in its place. And then we can just pick it up and just give it a good smash. Okay? All right. So let's do the same thing. Let's grab some more of these little purple bicones. And we're going to do another Botswana Agate bead. And I'm just blindly grabbing. Don't even care which one it is because they're all just gorgeous. And string that on. This one almost looks like a steak, like fat around there. And kind of looks like a steak. All right. Okay, and then we can do our little crimp here. All right, and then next we need to come up here, put our crimp on this top one. All right, And then let's pull all of our pieces down so we can make sure everything is lined up correctly. And we want this one to go right about here. Oh. Yep, right about there. Grab my pliers. So you can do this with other, so like you can do this with 1 strand or 2 strands. It doesn't have to be a 3-strand necklace. You can definitely use any of your beading wire as long as you don't mind that you can see the wire. It's not really taboo to see the wire. I just think a lot of times when it's just a plain silver, we're kind of like, oh, it's just a plain silver. But there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you get like the satin silver where it's that really shiny silver. I think it would still look really pretty. So you can do this with any of your beading wire. If you have colored beading wire, even better, you know, because then you have like that color peeking through. And I think that's what we all, you know, kind of want is that color. And that's why when we see just the silver wire, we're like, oh, I don't want anyone to see that. You know, but yet if we're using gold or bronze, we don't mind. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, so you can do this with any wire. But if you do want to get the tiger tail that I am using, or the Botswana Agate, or those cute little silver spacers, you can go to PandaHall. I have the links in the show notes, along with a 10% off coupon that you can use, and it's 10% off your order. So by all means, take advantage of that. And I do have it labeled of what is what for the links. And that way you can shop for what you want to get. All right, I'm going to take just a second here and I'll be right back. Okay, I decided to bead a little bit on there while I was taking my little break. I got a drink of water and everything. But I thought you guys probably wouldn't mind since we have a lot more to go. Probably do that again in a minute, but I want to go through a couple more just so that you guys can see. And we'll probably do that again shortly here. So we're going to need 3 Botswana Agate beads again. So I have them pulled kind of tight here so we can see what we have going on. So this first strand right here, let me move that out of the way a little bit, but there we go. The wire gets a little crazy. Bead on our crimp bead. I really keep feeling like you guys can't see what I'm doing. I'm moving all this stuff up. I'm so sorry if you haven't been able to see everything. Let me move this up. There we go. All right, so sliding that right up there, making sure these are pulled down so that I can crimp that in the right spot. And then again, I'm just gonna go in, grab it right where it's at, pinch it, pick it up, so I don't lose my spot, and just give it a good squeeze. Give it a little test. Yep, we're good. And then string on one of my agate chunks. We're not gonna do a little purple bicone on the end this time. We're just gonna do just the agate itself. And then put on our little crimp bead. And we're gonna squish that one down. All right, make sure it doesn't move. Then we'll do the next one. Yeah, I'm gonna run out of these crimp beads, but we will make it work, you guys. We will make it work, whatever it takes. Don't you worry about that. All right, so now we want to pull this one down to right about here. Just want to make sure these are okay, right about there. Come in with my pliers, squeeze it, and then crimp it down. Just like that. And then grab another one, string it right on, and with the next one. I'm gonna have to order some serious crimp beads tonight. I am going through them. All right, and then just squeeze that down. making sure it's not going to go anywhere. Yep, we're good. All right, now we have our third strand here. So same thing, we're going to take our crimp bead, thread it on there, make sure all of our little lines are even, bring that down to where I want it, grab a hold of it, squeeze it down, and then feed on our big luscious bead. This is going to be a really pretty necklace. I am super excited about it. All right. And then, whoops, squeeze it down, give it a really good crimp, really good squish. There we go. All right, and now we're gonna keep going. This time we're gonna do our smaller beads. So, unless I think, yeah, let's do our smaller beads again. All right, but in the meantime, I'm gonna hold on just a moment. I am going to check to see what I have as far as beads, crimp beads, and I'll be right back. You guys, I found some zeros. I wonder if these will work. I don't think I've ever used these except for doing stuff like this. All right, so we have some zeros. Oh my gosh, is there even a hole in that? Oh my goodness. I don't even know if there's a hole in that. Well, let's use our last two little ones that we have. I knew we'd end up being able to make it work somehow. Well, I shouldn't say that yet because we haven't used those yet. All right, so I'm measuring that out with my eyes where I want it. And just scoot up a little bit. And then we're gonna grab it and crimp. Oop. I didn't grab it all the way. And crimp. Okay, now hopefully that's not gonna slide around. It doesn't look like it. All right, so now let's do some little beads. So let's see, let's do a little purple. Let's do this really beautiful like plum color. Let's do this little rose one. And another plum. And another little purple bicone. And then our bead. Oops. Oh my goodness, if I can't get this one on there, how am I gonna get those zeros on here? Is 0 even a size? According to Beadalon it is, but is it really even a size? All right, I'm gonna smash that down, make sure it's nice and snug. Pull that back up again. See how it's gonna kind of like lay together? All right. Okay, so that was up a little bit high, but that's okay. We're okay. Remember, it's organic. I don't measure. All right. Let's try one of these zeros. I couldn't even tell if I had it in my hand. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, you guys. Have you ever tried to use one of these? Okay, got it on. Whew. Holy moly, you can barely see that. Oh my gosh. That is so tiny. Look at how little that is. It's just a little baby crimp. Hasn't even grown up yet. Let's see if my pinch and grab will work with these guys. Well, it holds nice. All right, okay, zeros, I see what you're doing. That's good, that's really good. All right, so I think I'm gonna use one of these little purple ones, yeah. Yep, And then let's use some of these little Botswana Agate beads. Just like 3 of them. And I'm just grabbing them however they come out. I don't really care, just as long as they're on there. It's gonna look beautiful no matter what. There we go. Oh my goodness gracious, these are so teeny tiny, you guys. They practically disappear. Like I can't even like see them. Anyone who works with 0 crimp beads on a regular basis, oh my goodness, I salute you, because seriously. All right. So next, let's go ahead and put on our crimp bead. There's that one little gnat in this room, and I swear it is driving me up the wall. It wants to be my friend, and I don't want to be its friend. And I keep trying to kill it, but I'm on camera, so I don't want to be like trying to swat and then swat my camera down, and you guys, you know, it looks like an earthquake from your end. All right. Nice squish. All right, the one thing we didn't do over on this strand is any of these ivory ones, so we definitely are going to want to do that. So let's use our purple bicone. Put on a couple little ivory beads. These are really pretty. I love those beads. But nothing beats those Botswana agates, so you guys, those are gorgeous. So gorgeous. I'm gonna get on PandaHall and order more because I love them so much, and I just want them in my stash in case I want to make another project with a bunch of them. Okay, I don't know where that one went. I probably will never ever find it. All right. Okay, so we can move right along. Oh, I did find it. Look, it's right there. All right, so we'll start with the one furthest from us. Put our little crimp bead on. I'll do the agate ones, and then I will give you guys a little break from this very repetitive task, and I will do some off camera, and we'll come back and we'll finish it together. So, random thought, I want to see how many Gen Xers out there remember picture pages from when you were little. Does anybody remember that? A very young Bill Cosby hosted it, and it was where he would, it was like he would draw things, but he had that Mortimer Ichabod marker that he would draw with, and it would do that do like when he drew. Anybody remember that, or is it just me? Because I thought about that today, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I loved that show. And I don't even know how it came to me, but then all of a sudden the theme song popped into my head, and now I can't get rid of it. I cannot get rid of it. I am not going to sing it, but if you want to know how it goes, look up on YouTube, Picture Pages theme song, or just look up Picture Pages so you can see what I'm talking about. They gotta have some old episodes on there, but I was obsessed with that show. I loved that show when I was a kid. I begged my mom for a Mortimer Ichabod marker, and I remember she must have had extra money one time because I ended up getting Picture Pages sent to my house, and you had your very own Mortimer Ichabod marker. However, he didn't make all the little sounds that Bill Cosby's did. But yeah, that was probably like one of my most favorite things. And then just to walk down memory lane some more, Captain Kangaroo. Like, I loved Captain Kangaroo. I used to just get tickled when the ping pong balls would fall, like when they would fall in Mr. Green jeans. Again, any of you people who are, you know, younger than Gen X, you may not even know what those are, or if you do, awesome, because, you know, those are some like treasures right there. But if you don't know what they are, just Google them and, you know, just watch an episode, because then you'll see how our childhood was. All right, so let's do these agate ones. Got this one and one more, and then I'll set you guys free from my random thoughts. I'm not sure where they're all coming from, but they're here. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys. So, you know, Beadbox Bargains had a bunch of those check glass cat beads. So I made a bunch. I've ordered a bunch of them, like when they first came out, and I made so many pairs of earrings and sent them up to Ashley to be sold at Karma Cat. I'm going to talk to Ashley at night and find out if any of them sold. She said that she loved them, and she said that a lot of my stuff is like really selling, and that the owner of Karma Cat really appreciates it, because I mean, they've been just inundated with kittens this year, you guys. People dropping pregnant moms off there and just like in the middle of the night and like leaving. So they have nothing that they can do except for take the cat in, because if you call, they're like, you know, you're going to have to foster it yourself for just a little bit because we're really full. And they're like forcing them to take these kittens and these pregnant moms, and oh my gosh, you know, so they do everything. They, you know, they let the mom have the babies, then they, you know, get the mom fixed after she's done nursing the babies, and then, you know, then the babies all have to grow and be fostered, and then they have to all be fixed. And, you know, that's money and time. And, you know, my daughter does fostering for a lot of these kittens, and unfortunately some of them, they don't make it, you guys. I mean, and it's so sad and it's so heartbreaking, and I know my daughter has gone through it so many times, and it just, you know, I'm sure it never gets easier. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of stuff for that. I want to make some more things. I would like to be able to plan a class to do up there where people can come in and pay them to take a class when they like donate my time. So that's something I want to look into doing like next year. Maybe them teaching them how to do something simple, like a fun little bracelet, and maybe find some cat themed beads and stuff. I think that would be a lot of fun. So that's something I think I'm going to look into next year when I go up to Ashley's, take like maybe an extra day or two off and be up there longer and do one of these classes that she can, you know, sell passes to, and I can donate my supplies and time and help raise some money for the kitty cats. All right, guys, I'm going to take a minute here. I'm going to get another drink. I'll bead up some more, and we're getting so close to the end. I know this is taking a little bit longer than just simple stringing, but look at how it's going to look. It's going to look amazing. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back, and we really only have, I measured it out on my neck, we really only have one more grouping of beads to do, and we're on the little ones. So I did a couple while I was giving you guys a little bit of a break from watching me do the same thing over and over. So we're just going to pull those up a little bit. There we go. And we're going to finish this up. So we have 3 more little sets of beads to do. And then we can finish off our ends and be done with this cute necklace. So this one goes right here. Maybe for just to be on the safe side, maybe we'll do one extra, you know, little run of beads. I mean, it won't take long or anything, so let's just do that. Just to be on the safe side. Rather have it a little bit extra long than too short and I can't wear it. Do these. And we are really almost done. It's hard to believe. I feel like it was taking forever. I think because there's so much crimping and everything that, you know, it takes some extra time and a little bit more like, kind of like planning where you're going with the next one and everything. So it just takes a little extra time. Actually, when I'm done with these last three, I will test it out and see if I like where it's at on me, and then we can go from there. All right. Make sure these are all like laying correctly here. Sorry, I just had to do this for a second. Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay, let's do this one, and then we'll do the middle one last. And we still have plenty of agate, Botswana agate, to do another pretty piece with. So, oh, let me make sure this is right. Did I have that right? Yeah, I do. Okay. For a minute there, the clasp like twisted over, and I'm like, uh-oh, maybe I'm wrong. Only problem with this is if you mess up and on a crimp somewhere deep in there and you can't find it or you don't see it right away, there's really nothing you can do but like start over or just try to do your best to mend the situation. It's like all you can do. So yeah, it's oh, why am I putting that on? Oh my goodness, what am I doing? What am I doing? Let's do one of these, another one of these, and a purple bicone. Okay, then we can do another crimp bead. All right. Okay, then let's do this guy. Let's do that little light rose. And another little Botswana agate bead. Okay, I think this is our last one. I'm gonna hold it up to my neck and see what I think, you guys, if I like where it's laying. And then we'll either throw on one more set of beads or we will end it and finish off our ends. That just went somewhere that I have no idea where it went. So let's grab another one. There we go. All right, so let me hold this up. I think this is gonna be good, you guys. We can go ahead and crimp off our ends. Yay. All right. One end at a time here. I'm going to put these away before I make a huge mess. I'm going to clean this up real quick and then I'll be right back and we'll end off the strand back. So I got my crimp tubes out, my wire guardians. We're going to start with the middle one first because the middle one is the longest and I want to make sure these are all pretty even. So let's put on our crimp tube and then our wire guardian. And we're not going to string that on our jump ring because we can just open that up and feed the wires onto it. So we're just going to finish off each end. And what I'm going to do is bring this one down pretty close to the end. There we go. Make sure my wires are not crossed. There. Use my crimping pliers. And then just crimp this down. Okay, then we can trim off what we have left here, and I will save this. You guys know I like to save my scraps. And then let's get this all measured out appropriately here. So we're measuring off that middle one. Okay. So now we see where we need to go with this one. Put our crimp on. Just making sure it's pulled tight, both of them are, so I don't mess it up. Put our wire guardian on. All right, I'm gonna pull it out just to make sure it's measuring correctly here. All right, that looks about the same. Let's go ahead and crimp that down. Actually, let's pull it down just a little bit and slide that up. Go. Let me trim off our tail. There we go. And then we do the same thing with our last one. All right. So they may not be the exact same length, and that's okay because the way they're going to lay on each other, it's going to be cool looking no matter what. So let's put our crimp tube on, our wire guardian. Pull that up a little bit. Feed that through our crimp tube. Oop, try that again. Feed that through our crimp tube. Then pull our crimp bead up. And then let's crimp that down. And there we go. And we are done with that. Let's go ahead and open up that jump ring. I think this turned out really, really pretty, you guys. Super excited to try it on. And here they're jumping. All right, so here it is. Here is our lovely floating strand necklace. 3-strand floating bead necklace. So I think that for the most part, we got them lined up okay, but it looks like when I got towards the end, it may have gone a little awry, but that's okay. I still like it anyway. I think it looks really pretty. I'm gonna turn this around and we'll take a look at what it looks like on. Okay guys, so here we have it. Let's do this. I don't know if it'll work well with this, with what I'm wearing, as far as like the collar, but it might. Okay, actually, yeah, it does. And I like where it sits. So that's what it looks like on, and I think it turned out really pretty. I love how it's like large and small and large and small, but it would look better if it wasn't on a mock turtleneck type halter top or whatever. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. I really loved using the agate in this, the Botswana agate. It's just beautiful. Again, if you're looking to get some of the materials that I used, just go to the show notes and I have links for you. And don't forget that promo code. It's listed right there in the show notes for you as well. Please take advantage of that 10% off if you go shop on PandaHall, and that way you can save yourself some money. All right, everyone, much love to you all. Have a great night. Bye.